For Dick Schaffert, exhaustion from the physical strain from several minutes of high-G combat is starting to take its toll.
Put yourself in the cockpit of that F-8, subjecting yourself to positive and negative Gs, gray out, black out, grunting, straining against the physical oppression of many times the force of gravity. Your 20-pound head in a 5G environment suddenly weighs 100 pounds. But if you don't keep your head moving, you're probably going to die. That's what Dick Schaffert did for 10 minutes.
But Schaffert has sunk his teeth into the MiGs, and he's not letting go. The fight goes on. He shifts his attention to the MiG-17s, 10,000 feet below.
They were coming around underneath the position that I was, and this was my chance to make gunfighter mean something.
The MiG-17s are here. Schaffert is above them. He can bank left and begin a dive on them. He'll gain tremendous energy in the dive, ensuring that he doesn't get locked in a low-speed turning fight. The MiG-17's strength. Schaffert noses down and dives on the MiG element. They bank left, hoping to force an overshoot. Schaffert must break up the MiG element. First, he will execute a barrel roll to the outside. Then, as he descends, he'll fire on the wingman. But instead of watching the missile to the target, he'll roll again, positioning himself on the MiG leader's tail. Schaffert rolls. Then fires his last missile on the wingman. He rolls again. As he descends, he switches to guns. The wild maneuver works. The wingman is now out of the fight, and MiG leader is in Schaffert's gun sight. Already in a high-G turn, Schaffert tracks the MiG. He closes on him, 2,000 feet. He tightens his turn even more, leading the target.
I pressed the trigger and boom, boom. 7 rounds out of each gun, and the link broke.
The pull of G is so massive it has jammed all 4 of his cannons. The last gunfighter is now out of guns and missiles. A new mission emerges from the adrenaline rush of combat. Survival. Crusader pilot Richard Schaffert has chased off 5 enemy MiG fighters. Now he's one-on-one against the MiG leader. But he's out of missiles, and his guns are jammed.
It did cross my mind that I'm not going to be shooting anybody out of the sky. But in this Crusader core thing that becomes so ingrained in you that you are better than anybody else. When you are in your Crusader, you're the king. And so I'm going to beat this guy just to show him I can beat him. No other reason. I'm just going to take him on like he was a student.
Schaffert may not be able to kill his opponent, but he can instill a healthy dose of fear. With violent maneuvering, he'll try to intimidate the MiG into a tactical mistake, and then beat a hasty retreat. He's now on the MiG-6 in a tight left turn. Schaffert breaks out of the turn. The MiG pilot seizes the opportunity and, for a fleeting moment, fires on him, but the tracers miss. Schaffert goes vertical. MiG leader climbs after him. The MiG-17 and F-8 claw for altitude. Schaffert runs out of airspeed at the top of his climb and noses over. The MiG does the same. At the bottom of the dive, they cross paths and climb again. As each pilot jockeys for position, they find themselves locked in a complex aerial maneuver, a vertical rolling scissors. Pilots describe it as a self-generating furball. In the vertical rolling scissors, each pilot rolls around the other while climbing and diving. In the climb, they lose airspeed and the slower aircraft inches closer to his enemy's 6 o'clock. Firing position.
I think we were thinking with the exact same mindset. Reverse it back around and get your nose behind the other guy. This is going to get slow real quick as you're going up like this. And if you get your nose just a skosh behind the other guy, you're going to shoot him out of the sky real quick.
They twist around each other over and over. Both pilots fly at the knife edge of endurance. This grueling fight has been going on for nearly 10 minutes, an eternity in the world of dogfighting.
I can almost sense his nose coming a little farther into me each time as he came around. And about the 5th or 6th time down this, on the downside of this vertical rolling scissors, I could see the next time up is going to be enough inside that his guns will probably cover me and he will be able to fire.
Schaffert must make a move now. They hit bottom on another scissors, and Schaffert abruptly rolls out. The MiG pilot is taken off guard, and Schaffert uses every bit of his 16,000 pounds of thrust, accelerating away from the MiG at treetop level.
As I look back over my shoulder now, this guy had finished his turnaround, was coming at me, and then all of a sudden he pulled up like this, and I could see the plan view of his airplane, and he was back about 1.5 miles. So he was calling it quits too.
Dick Schaffert's dogfight is a nearly flawless example of skillful maneuvering and maximizing the capabilities of an aircraft. Its every move is studied by fighter pilots today.
It's really ironic to me that arguably the most noteworthy dogfight of the Vietnam War did not result in anybody getting shot down. But considering that he was able to fly home and land back aboard the Oriskany that evening was a victory in itself.
North Vietnamese pilots had tangled with a rare breed of fighter pilot.
They probably had a bottle of cold beer and said, "We just met the biggest maniac in the United States Navy." Because Schaffert just was a wild man. He never gave him a chance. Even when he was out of weapons, he was still at it.